How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the South Stand View with me, Charlie, and I'm joined by Isaac. Mike can't be with us this evening, and he is busy arguing in Facebook chats, Facebook
He's
groups, probably.
For nice now.
Yeah, he's off just being an idiot, basically. But yeah, we're here to preview the Sheffield Wednesday game on Sunday, a Yorkshire Derby. Just before we get into it, please make sure that you are smashing that like. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new, and of course, get your comments in, as we always look at the comments to see what everybody's thinking. So, Isaac, first of all, how are we, mate? All good?
I've been better, mate. I don't know if any of the
Yeah, you've not been too well, have you?
subscribers follow me on Twitter, but it's been a rough few days, mate. I think I put something out yesterday saying it'd be a great 15 minutes if I didn't have a shit or was sick. So, mate, other than that, I'm gravy. How about you, Charles? All good?
Yeah, I'm all right. I was in a similar boat probably around this time last week as well. It is something that is going round when it's chilly outside, although it has got a bit warmer where I am. What about you? Like just a little bit?
Frosty today, mate.
Yeah, we're a little bit frostier than it has been the last few days, but enough about the weather. We've got a game to talk about. Like I said, a Yorkshire Derby, Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously, you was at the away game, weren't you, earlier on in the season, mate?
The return fixture, mate. Was that third game of the season? That
It was, yeah.
yeah,
That was our first win.
First win, mate. Yeah,
That was our first win because we'd drawn the opening two, hadn't we? And then, yeah. I think we'd signed Ramazani like the day before. And I think that's what got everyone a little bit hyped for it. And then, yeah.
I think we'd signed him that day because he was at the game.
That day, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a Friday night game, wasn't it?
It was, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get Sheffield Wednesday the last 5 fixtures.
But, I mean, before we get into Sheffield Wednesday in terms of, like, on the pitch and stuff, I think a lot of people will be familiar with a certain fan forum that they had. I'm not sure if it was online or if it was in person or but their chairman, I think you said off air, mate, that this guy, if it can be possible, I think he is worse than Chileno. Some of the utter bollocks that he was coming out with, and I know it's not meltdowns, this video, but I did just have to get a few of the screenshots that I've seen. So let's just have a look at these first of all. So yeah, he was asked about protests against the ownership and his thoughts on that. And as you can see there, guys, he said that he's happy to sell the club. Find a buyer for me. If I'm happy with the price, then I'll sell. You cannot cross the line with this. If you're not happy, then don't come. You don't have any right to protest. If you buy the ticket, well, basically saying that you've bought a ticket to watch the game. Now, I mean, the last bit I kind of agree with, to be fair. Like, if you've bought a ticket to go to a game, like, you're kind of buying into it, aren't you? A little bit, but...
Sound like Declan Rice you now with Arteta. See that interview last night?
Yeah, I know. But if we just flash that first bit up again, I mean, the fact that he's openly saying in the media that he's happy to sell the club, I mean, it doesn't look good, does it, when your ownership's saying that, mate? Does it?
It doesn't look great, mate. And I think that's what tipped me over the edge of saying he's worse than Chileno. I think Chileno always tried to come across quite well to the fans. Although he never did. When he got rid of like the fucking Izzy in the kitchens, drained the swimming pools and that and said it's too expensive. But I wish there was like we've got a Prime documentary. I wish there was one of them about Sheffield Wednesday this season. All the past
all or nothing.
All or nothing Sheffield Wednesday.
Basically nothing.
Danny Riddle just pulling his fucking hair out all the time.
I mean, the fact that they've got a coach like him of his credentials is crazy, really, just given everything that's going on there in the background, it seems. And obviously they're not the biggest club in Sheffield, let alone Yorkshire. But yeah,
I said they were the biggest club in Sheffield yesterday.
I wouldn't have thought so. But again, that's a matter of opinion. But then there was a question asked about what the plan is for the future. And he came out with, of course, we have a plan, but what is the point to say? Because it depends on what happens on the pitch. I don't know why you ask, because it doesn't affect you. I mean, again, kind of understand his point, really. Kind of similar to us, really. I mean, if you were to ask Farker that, I think a lot of it would depend on like everything that goes on the pitch. I just think, like you say, his whole attitude and his demeanour. Just, I think if you're in defence mode like that, it's only a. And I was having a look. I think he's been their owner for quite some years. To be fair,
Yeah,
he's been there about 10 years, I think.
yeah. That's why I asked you, mate. I think they got to like the playoff final or semi final.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
10 years ago when they had Forestieri and that.
They may have done. Yeah, they may have done. But yeah, I mean, he's making Chelino look like fucking Mother Teresa, isn't it? To be fair.
Who's the Man City owner? Sheikh, what's his name? Fucking
Sheikh
something like that.
Mansour.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Sheikh Radrazani.
That's it, yeah. And there is 2 more slides to show on him, because I did find this funny, I can't lie. So apparently there was a heated exchange between Rob Oldfield, I'm guessing that's of the 1867 group. Oldfield challenged Chansiri to find a buyer. Chairman says it isn't his job to find a buyer.
Stick it
Well,
on eBay.
I mean, if you were that desperate to sell, surely, even if it's not you personally, you'd have people working for you trying to find a buyer. Surely, accountants, financial advisors, and I don't know. I mean, how much would you reckon Sheffield Wednesday's even worth?
Do they own their ground?
I'm not sure.
I think probably 20 to 40 million, I'd say.
Would you say? Yeah. I'd probably say no more than 50.
I don't know anything about like buying football clubs, obviously.
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Other than the football chairman thing.
I wish I did. Football manager, yeah. And the final one, just before we actually get into the game properly, Chansiri claims that Danny Rowe and his team have not presented him with a list of January transfer targets, and he said, "If nothing comes to me, what do you want me to do?"
Well, at least they're not the only club with no January transfer targets.
I mean, yeah, it does seem like that. I mean, we were just saying off air that obviously there's Wacko at the minute on Twitter, seemingly trying to excite fans by making out that there's a signing imminent, but we're not hearing anything. Yeah, I don't think we're hearing anything from Graham Smith. We're not hearing anything from Baron Cross, anyone like that.
The Athletics Baron Cross now.
The Athletics Baron Cross now, yeah, exactly. And even Popey, anyone like that, like no one's saying anything. I think if we do any business, it's going to be late on in the window. I can't lie. I think, like Farker says, they'll stay awake. They'll stay awake to any opportunities. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if we did absolutely nothing in this window. But yeah, let's get into the game properly then, Isaac. So I think you said you had some information about the last 5 games. How are they coming into this game?
They're pretty much a pick 'em, mate. They've had 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss.
Right.
I've just got their results up here. So in the last 5, let's have a look at who they've played. So they lost, I think, on pens to Coventry in the 3rd round of the FA Cup.
Right.
They drew at home 2-2 to Millwall. They beat Derby County at home 4-2. They lost 3-1 away at Preston. Drew 3-3 away at Borough, which isn't a bad result for them.
Yeah. I think they were 3-0 down that day as well.
Were they?
I think they were, yeah.
And then they beat Stoke 2-0 at home, mate. I think that's their last 5.
So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. So obviously it seems like they're a bit unpredictable, maybe, to say how
10th in the league, mate. So
10th in the league, which is better than where I would have put them at the start of the season, I think. I mean, although they did win the league though, didn't they, on the opening weekend after they beat Wayne Rooney's Plymouth 4-0. I
Yeah.
thought they'd won the league with how the fans reacted there.
Did they not beat Burnley after that as well, or something?
I
Didn't they
don't
go
know,
like
but to be fair to them, all jokes aside, I think they actually did start the season off quite well. But then obviously they did take a bit of a dive, but they've come back into form a little bit of late. But like you said, they're a bit up and down, aren't they, at the minute? I mean, obviously the likes of Josh Windass, Barry Bannon, players to look out for, really. But
jobbers.
Other than that, I'm not really big on Sheffield Wednesday's players, to be honest with you. All I know is that they've got a coach who I can't see him being there much longer, based on the stuff that we've just seen the owner say. I don't think it seemed. I'm not saying he's Pep Guardiola, but it seems like a good enough coach to maybe have something about him and think, no, I'm not having these circumstances. You know what I mean?
Do you know what this reminds me of? Like, if we can make it comparable to someone else, Corberan when he was at Huddersfield. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, a really good coach, but at a club where you're going to be very, let's say, limited with what you can do there. And Chef Wednesday, fair play to them if they finish top half at league. I think their fans would probably see that as a good season. I would have thought based on previous years, but obviously, as we stated at the beginning, you were at the game at Hillsborough earlier on in the season where we were 2-0 winners. I'm trying to remember who scored. I know Dan James scored. Who scored the other? Brendan, that was it. Brendan Aaronson and Dan James. It was, like I said, it was his first win, and I thought we actually played quite well in that game, mate. I mean, can you remember a lot of it, or was there quite a lot of drink involved? Or
there was a fair bit, mate. I don't drink, but I did that day for some reason. Malibu. I think I seen off a bottle of Malibu and some weird chili drink, mate. But onto the game. Yeah, it was class, mate. Matty Joseph was probably the best thing he's done in a league shirt with that assist for Dan James, if you can remember. Just put him on the run.
I remember he got Sky's player at match that night.
Yeah, and I remember thinking he missed some 6 yards as well. So at least he let us know what he was in for.
League Two, Matty.
League Two, Matty. But yeah, but it was decent. I mean, on the cusp of the day we signed Ramazani as well.
Yeah.
So a few songs for Ramazani. Saw Punjabi Whites there as well. So it's always good to see him. But first win of the season, wasn't it? Like we said.
Yeah, it was.
So I think it took. If we'd have lost that game or drew that game, I don't know.
I think what the fan base, there would have been a meltdown there. I think, wouldn't there?
Because after them first 2 draws, the Fark Out Brigade were out in full force, weren't they? They were thinking, he can't stay, especially after losing in the playoff final and the way we finished the following season. To draw at home to Portsmouth and then a point away at West Brom under Corberan, we were thinking, fuck me, is this what we're in for this season? But settled a few nerves, mate. That's what I'll say about the first win of the season away at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say as well that we're obviously a lot more confident going into this game than what we were that night. A lot has happened since then. Leeds have come into their own, I'd say, in general, since then. Obviously, there's been a bit of a... I don't know if dip's the right word. I won't call it a dip, but I think we've been saying for on like a few shows now that we're not really at our best at the minute. I think there's still more to come from this team, and I think if we can start to put a bit of a run together now, obviously I think we can speak about Ilan all night long, but if he hadn't have maybe made a few errors so far this season, I think we'd be more than comfortable at this point. But the fact of the matter, he has, and that doesn't look like he's going to get dropped anytime soon. So we've got to live with that. But yeah, like I said, hopefully this game can be a win, and hopefully it is the first of a few now. Obviously, we've got, is it Norwich in midweek at home, and then obviously a tough away day at Turf Moor against Burnley. So, I mean, are you in agreement, mate? Do you think this game, if we can win it, do you think we can maybe go on a run then? Or do you think the game's coming up a bit difficult? Or
I hope so, mate. I mean, there's not many games, if any, this season in this league where I'm not going into as expecting to win against anyone. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I know we're playing away at Turf Moor soon, but I'm still expecting us to take minimum a point from that game, especially with the way they beat us at Ellen Road. I think we were poor, but on that Sheffield Wednesday game as well, on the way back, I think we got the shout that we were signing Manor Solomon as well on the same day. So quite a lot happened that day, mate.
If we can win Sunday and if we can beat Norwich on Wednesday night, I don't think a point at Turf Moor would be that bad of a result, really. I think that for me, I know we're kind of speaking a bit like early with this, but I think that game for me is just a must not lose. Like,
they don't concede any.
Exactly.
I think they've conceded 8 or 9 goals all season.
Nine it is. Yeah. And I think they've only conceded 6 in open play and 3 set pieces as well. So
that's ridiculous.
That's just unheard of. But yeah, anyway, like I said, that's a little bit early to be speaking about that one. But I'm excited for this game on Sunday. I think obviously they'll bring a lot of fans with them. Obviously, where I sit in the South Stand, it's quite near the away fans, so I'm expecting a decent atmosphere. Obviously, I will behave myself like I always do in the South Stand. Hopefully, there'll be no croaky voices in the South Stand that night. For those of you who don't know, against Middlesbrough, I sent a video into our WhatsApp group after I think Dan James scored that beauty of a goal.
It was at the end, mate.
Yeah, and my voice broke bad.
It sounded like a year 7. It was great.
Yeah, I sounded like I were about 12 again. But yeah, but no, all jokes aside, albeit it's a 12 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday, so people might be hungover from Saturday night. Who knows? But hopefully No, I won't be. No, I won't. But I'm expecting a good atmosphere and I'm expecting a good game as well. I think they'll be up for it, of course, with it being a Yorkshire Derby. But I do expect Leeds United to get the job done. Obviously, we've not heard from Daniel Farker at the time of recording this. We are recording on Thursday night, and the ep will be going up tomorrow, so on Friday night. So he'll have spoken by the time this comes out. But I expect that he'll be asked about Meslier, but I expect him to still back him and say that he will play. But I know it sounds like a stupid question, or it might not be, mate. But if it was up to you, are we playing Darlow? If it's up to you,
if I can rather have Mike in goal, mate, than Ilan at this moment in time. But
maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's at Thorpe Arch having a train. Yeah, having his medical. Yeah, I don't know if he'd pass medical though.
No, he's got a few ailments, as Mikey. He's at LGI getting a knee scan as we speak. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's one of them where if he plays him and he has another bad game or even just does one thing, it has to be game over. Then, like, there'd be no coming back from it. Then, I really don't think.
Also, mate, every mistake they need to think from an ownership point of view. We're losing a lot of value. Like from an outgoing sense, do you know what I mean?
I think Kinnear said on the square ball that they had offers for Meslier in summer, and obviously they turned them down. I think
over 15 million. He said,
"I would fly the plane myself to wherever he will fucking going for 15 million for him."
Hopefully, it's on the.
I'd be lucky to get 15 quid at minute. Yeah, genuinely.
How long's he got left, man? He signed a 5-year deal the season we went up.
Maybe next year, then maybe might have one more season potentially. I don't know, but
we'll do then, mate. Yeah,
but even if they stick with him, surely if we get promoted, there's got to be a change there. Surely they've got to get rid then.
100%, mate. I agree. They might just. I don't think he'll be on that higher wage either, considering we're still from L'Oreal.
Imagine like Haaland and Salah up against him, and
we've seen it, mate. We've seen how it ends.
even like half decent, like mid-table Premier League strikers, like nah,
Yeah.
it's just not happening, is it? But do we expect any other changes? Obviously, I know it all
We
depends
don't
on
really
team
get
news,
this news yet, do we?
unfortunately. I mean, with team news, unfortunately, at this point, we don't really know anything. But if you were to hazard a guess, mate, do you think we'll see anything different?
I'd hope to go back to the James and Solomon wide partnership. I think that's
Yeah,
probably our best bet.
it is at the minute.
Who are you playing in the middle? Are you putting Ampadu in?
What at centre back? Do you mean, or in?
Centre midfield, mate.
Yeah, it all depends on the back four, doesn't it? I think Strike's fit now because he played against Harrogate,
Yeah,
so
it'll be Strike and Roden.
I reckon Firpo comes back in as well. No, sorry, you've not asked about that, but I think Firpo will come back in at left back as well. To be honest with you, because
I hope
from what
so.
I've heard, it seemed all right against Harrogate.
Schmidt right
No, I think it'll be Bogle. I think it will be Bogle. I think Isaac Schmidt will be sent back to your attic, mate.
He's back now, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, is he all right? Is he all good?
He's all
Bit
right,
tired
mate.
after his run out, or
He took a while to recover. He said, "Oh, I
yeah,
haven't had that much work since I was in Switzerland." But
he used to just rocking in a chair in your attic, innit, to be fair. So
yeah, and I've been feeding Daniel cake and like massaging him and that. But
yeah,
that's on the OnlyFans. The South
that's
Stand View
really
OnlyFans.
fun.
If you want to subscribe,
But to
20
answer
quid.
your question, mate, I think it will be Ampadu. Yeah, I think it'll be Ampadu and generational talent Ayo Tanaka. Yeah,
Yeah, I think for some reason he might give Rothwell the hook as well.
that's a general up front.
Yeah, it's got to be, mate. After
Yeah,
League Two, his performance at fucking Harrogate, then it's got to be. Especially as he rested him as well
yeah.
for the Harrogate game.
Mm.
Brendan in the 10, left back Firpo, centre half Strauch, Roden, right back Bogle, in goal Caldalo.
Well, unfortunately, it won't be Caldalo, I don't think. I would be very happy if we saw if that team sheet comes out at 11 o'clock Sunday morning and I see Darlow at the top. I'll be an happy man, but I won't be an happy man because that's not happening. But just to
Is it
touch upon,
fucking hell? I've got
just to,
UFC Saturday night as well.
just to touch on Aaronson, obviously, because I did forget to ask this when we did the Harrogate pod the other day. Obviously, because Aaronson didn't start against Harrogate. Obviously, you watched the game. Unfortunately, I didn't. But did we
It's
see a
not that
difference? Did we see a difference in the attacking third with Brendan out of the team, or do you think Solomon or maybe Largy or even Nonto could do a job at 10, or do you think we actually miss Brendan?
To be honest, mate, I think we missed him
I know
having.
it's League Two opposition, but I
Yeah,
mean,
but
just the creativity side of it. Do you think we missed out, or
yeah, I do because I feel like what we thought with them players was actually like true. They all drifted out wide.
yeah,
I mean, at some points we had like Solomon and Nonto gravitating towards the left,
right,
and it was just, oh, now we've got nobody in the 10. So with Brendan, all right, he's not perfect. However, has got some good stats this year.
yeah, yeah.
And, yeah, I think we missed him. I feel like we missed him just staying in the 10 because we can say what we want about Brendan. 9 times out of 10, if there's like a second ball to be won late in the box, he's usually on the end of it, and he
He
usually
doesn't really
overlaps.
float out wide either, does he?
No, he usually overlaps Perot quite well as well.
Yeah,
And if Perot needs someone to lay it off to or knock it around the centre half,
and his
usually
pressing's good as well, isn't it? To be fair,
yeah.
his
Although
pressing is good.
I don't know what he presses, weighing like 4 stone 8.
Yeah, true. Put an extra 5 or 6 kilo. He said he put on extra.
Yeah,
Oh,
mate, yeah. I don't know where it's gone. Like that's £12, and if it's £12 of muscle, you'd see that. But
might have gone somewhere a little bit more private. But for
toes,
that information, join the South Stand View OnlyFans page.
Yep, where we discuss Daniel Farke's obsession with a certain type of porn and Brendan Aaronson's ball weight.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Anything else on Sheffield Wednesday, mate? Any more information on our opponents?
I haven't got a right lot, mate, to be fair.
No, there's not a lot to speak about for him, is there?
We fought Danny Roll was potentially going to Southampton. It looked very likely at one point in time.
That is
Whether
true.
they appointed Ivan Juric instead. I've never heard of it.
For a minute, not.
I'd have kept Russell Martin if I were them, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's one of them where if you look at Ipswich with Kieran and McKenna,
yeah,
I think whatever happens, they're just going to stick with him, aren't they? Like, let's be honest. And
always greener, mate, as we keep saying.
If they do go down with the players they've bought, they will come straight back up. 100%. No, Ipswich.
Oh, Ipswich, yeah.
So I think that's why it's a good thing that they're keeping hold of him.
Do you think they'll have any weird release clauses? Think we'll be after?
Maybe they might lose a few. I think Delap will definitely be on his way. I think Phillips will obviously leave him.
Yeah, he'll find another promoted club to come on loan to.
But the likes of like Hutchinson and like Jack Clark and that, they'll stay because they're used to playing.
I don't know if they will, mate.
Jack Clark's not even played that much for him from what I've seen. Anyway, he's always on bench whenever I check the lineup.
They've just signed Philogene as well today, 22 million.
I know, which again, I think he's got to have a clause in his contract. There's no way that he's going down. But anyway, enough about Premier League bastards. We don't care about them. We don't care about them. No. But yeah, as we said, obviously the press conference is tomorrow. Obviously, like I said, guys, we don't have any breaking team news or anything like that. Obviously, he may even play Ilya Gruev. Hopefully not.
Should we go on to our linked new signing, apparently? Which
go
will
on.
definitely
go on.
Just a disclaimer, this almost certainly won't happen. This is just Twitter. Yeah, so, but, you know, we like to bring in the information that we can. We're not in the know or anything like that. But Fabian Reeder looks, well, I was going to say...
Fabian Reeder. Oh, yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking Regis Lafay, whatever his name is. Enzo Lafay.
Enzo Lafay, yeah, exactly.
I mean, Mike's through the accent. Enzo Lafay. Fabian Reeder, apparently, we're having a look at him. So says Wacko and a few people on Twitter.
Right.
But number 10, 15 goals for Stuttgart. No, sorry. Fucking hell, that'd be good. 15 matches for Stuttgart, 1 goal, 3 assists, 22 years of age.
That sounds like a late signing, doesn't it? 15 games, 1 goal.
There he is, glorious Fabian. Hopefully,
that could be my next door neighbour, for all I know. I've never heard of him.
Well, there's room in the loft if he fancies it. But
I mean, do we actually think? And guys, hit us up in the comments with this because I'm interested. Do we actually think we're going to sign anyone realistically?
No.
I don't. I really don't. The only way I see us signing someone is if we see like a big name leave, which I don't think we're gonna. Which if Pat Bamford was fit, I think he'd be going in this window. Well, I really do.
On Pat Bamford, mate.
Go on.
A certain Blackburn manager said he's on their recruitment list, didn't he?
John Eustace, yeah, he did. And have you seen about Eustace as well that he's been charged by the FA today?
No, what for?
I put it in our group earlier, but he's been. I'll get it up. I will read it. So it says
Jamie Chack's changed his fucking tune, hasn't
he? Yeah. John Eustace has been charged with misconduct for media comments that followed the championship match between Blackburn and Leeds United on Wednesday, the 1st of January. It's alleged that the manager acted in an improper manner during post-match media interviews by making comments that imply bias and or question the integrity of a match official. I basically think he said something over the penalty that Leeds got and said that they were biased towards us and that's why they gave us, which if John Eustace knew Leeds United and officials well enough, he'd know that we definitely don't have officials that are biased towards us. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting when I saw that today. And in other news as well, like you've just said, Jamie Shack has been given a driving ban
for drink driving.
Drink driving. I mean, you move up road to Sheffield, and
all your standards drop, mate.
Yeah,
I thought he was like James Milner. Didn't drink, right beaner, drives a Fiat Punto.
He looks
But
about 13 as well, don't he? Bless him.
yeah,
But
shouldn't even be driving.
I guess that's what happens when you move up the M62 or whatever motorway it is that you use to get to Sheffield.
Is it the 62? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I should know really because I drive up.
You drive for a living, mate.
I do, yeah. But
Charlie's a truck driver for Eddie Stobart, aren't you, mate?
that's it, yeah. That's it, yeah. I
I've
also
never seen
drive.
Charlie
I drive Farker from Isaac's attic up to Thorpe Parch as well.
That's what we do every day. Charlie picks him up.
Yeah, drive all the way down to Isaac's.
Yep.
Pick up Park, up
With
to
his
Thorpe
cake
Park
and
for his press conference. Bring him back in
You
handcuffs.
might need a minibus, mate, if we make any signings. Because if we got in there, Fark, Schmidt.
Yeah, we've got Schmidt, who else?
We're expecting Fabian Reeder to come in, so
Yeah, that's it.
he'll be in there as well. But should we briefly touch on the scramble of our promotion rivals to try and land a prolific, quote unquote, striker?
Thomas Cannon.
Tom Cannon. It seems like, I don't know. I feel like one team just said they might be in for him, and then every other person that's had a sniff of promotion or thinks
Burnley, Sunderland, and Sheffield United, they're all in for him, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. Because he got recalled from Stoke, didn't he?
Yeah, by Leicester. Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look at his stats actually, because
I'm surprised we're not in for him, to be honest, because is that a player that you would bring in? No,
not for me.
I think the fee is meant to be about 13 million that they want for him.
Actually, I've been wrong about his stats. I might bring him in.
He has scored quite a few goals for him. I think he's scored 10 goals on it.
22 matches, 9 goals, 1 assist.
Oh, so that's not bad for a striker, is it? A striker's not good on assist, really, is it?
Is he better than Perot? Not for me.
Not, no.
No, so
not on goal scoring, no, because they're about the same, aren't they? But is he better than League Two Matty?
Yeah, at this moment in time, I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, I'd say that's going to MLS, isn't it? So I don't think.
Yeah. Borough will be in for him as well, then. You can almost guarantee that.
They've agreed a deal, haven't they? About 18 million
like that. 10 goals, 5 assists for Jolie P. There's levels to this.
And he does it while he's baked as well. So.
And he's baked, and he'd fucking missed the first half of the season because Fark had a hard one for League Two, Matty.
Yeah, he did. He did. It's crazy that I think we both said that he would finish top scorer in the league.
Mate, we did. And at least we didn't make a TikTok about it, though.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Mike?
Certain someone did, though. Didn't you, Mike?
Anyway.
But yeah, so to finish on, mate, shall we do some score predictions?
Yes, mate.
I don't think I need to ask your score prediction, really, do I?
I think I'm leaving that, mate, and hope it will come true because we haven't been playing well since I've been saying
no.
The 4-0
prediction. You actually changing then? So
I'm changing.
If you are brand new, guys, Isaac usually does say 4-0 to Leeds most weeks.
Let me get my sign.
He has got a sign which we'll get for you now. Yeah, he always holds that up. But as he's just said, since he has been saying 4-0, we've not been playing too great. So me and Mike always give like a, I'd say what we think is a realistic scoreline. But I tell you what, I'll go first. So Sheffield Wednesday at home. For some reason, I think they're going to score, and I'm going to say 3-1.
Never agree with me, Charles.
You what?
You never agree with me. Do you not like me?
Sorry, mate. Sorry. But I think 3-1, and I think if they do score, it will be an error from Melier, which ultimately leads to Carl Darlow coming in. That is what I'm praying for.
Harry Bannon from the halfway line when he lands off his line.
Anything, as long as we're comfortable in the game and it's just a late goal or something, I'm happy with that. Don't bother me.
But that happened against Blackburn and Hull.
You what, mate?
That happened against Blackburn and Hull.
Yeah, it did, but let's not talk about that. But So my 3 goal scorers, I'm going to go with the Sportmeister General. I'm going to go with Solomon.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go with Brendan.
I like it,
So
mate.
Brendan, Solomon, and Spliffmeister for a 3-1 win to Leeds. Isaac, over to you. So obviously you said 2-1. So
2-1, mate. I will go with the safe bets. I think Big Daddy Joel and Dan James. I think they're probably the most consistent goal scorers. And for them,
because the last few games he's not being quite at his best, so I think James needs an improved performance.
I think he's been all right, mate. To be fair.
No, I think he's been good, but I think he has been better in like other games. I think we've seen a bit of a dip in everyone, really.
Who did he score against?
He didn't score against.
Was it Hull?
Who did we play before Harrogate? Oh, Hull. Yeah, he did score against Hull after not having the best of games, though, to be fair. But again, we're both going with a Leeds United win, which is good. But we are both saying that we'll concede. I think that's because we've got the old hologram in goal, obviously.
And for them, mate, I'll have
just say
Barry Bannon scoring.
Yeah, say Barry Bannon. In fact, I'll go Josh Windass.
Sad news about his dad, wasn't it? Do you hear that?
Oh, yeah, about old Dane Windass. Yeah, saw that.
Dementia. Sorry to
Josh Windass was the guy who scored he scored that worldie against who did the beat at home when they won 4-2? Who did the beat? You said it earlier. Who were it? Was it Plymouth? No, it wasn't Plymouth. Who were it? But he scored a goal from like the halfway line at Hillsborough. It was a beauty of a goal, to be fair to him. Derby, yeah. He's got to be like I think it was halfway line. It was an unreal goal. So I'll say Josh Windass for them, but a 3-1 win from me and a 2-1 win from Isaac. So we're both going with 3 points. Hopefully that'll be followed up nicely on Wednesday night against Norwich before we head into a very tough game away at Turf Moor. But obviously we'll get into those nearer the time. Yeah, and hopefully over the next sort of week or so, guys, we'll be getting a Norwich fan and a Burnley fan on. We'll be trying to reach out to them over the coming days, so look out for that in your feed next week. But we'll be back for obviously the game's on Sunday, but we'll have time, won't we, to do a pod on Sunday night after the game once I'm home and I've calm down from it all. We will do a pod to review the Sheffield Wednesday game then. Hopefully, obviously,
if we lose, don't expect a pod. Charlie will be too angry.
Yeah, I will. And hopefully, I'll see Isaac's dad on Sunday in the crowd. Is he going?
Yeah, mate, he'll be there.
He'll be there, boy, in full voice.
Shouldn't be too inebriated if it's 12:30, but that doesn't usually stop him, mate. So business as usual.
It's not 12:30, it's 12.
12. Nah, that's nothing.
And it's on ITV.
What time will he be leaving then? About 7:30.
It's weird, actually. It's on Sky and ITV. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's on ITVX and ITV1, yeah.
Weird that. But he'll have to leave at 7:30,
so there'll be chance of Sky TV is fucking shit and ITV is fucking shit.
ITVX that's your favourite at the minute, Charlie, isn't it? ITV. You watched that a lot recently.
Yeah, I am watching it a lot recently, yeah. But anyway, enough about that. But yeah, guys, really do appreciate everyone that tunes in to watch this. Like we said, we'll be back on Sunday night to review the game in more detail, and Mike will be joining us then after he has finished arguing in Facebook groups. Make sure that you're liking, make sure you're commenting and subscribing and all that jazz, and we will see you on Sunday. Cheers.
See you later, guys.